local all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
We are doing a floor-by-floor, room-by-room search.
Another deadly mass shooting in our country, this time inside an Oklahoma hospital. We have the very latest. It's signing the red flag law into law, what this bill is designed to eliminate.
To all the children out there, we've heard you. We're fighting for you. Help is on the way.
Putting children's mental health first, the state putting several new laws on the books. We'll tell you what they will mean for your kids. And Pfizer is one step closer to getting a COVID-19 vaccine for younger children. We're taking a look at what's next in Pfizer's push. It's 4 o'clock on a Friday Eve. Good morning, sunshine. Thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 61. I'm Symphony Privet, and we have an all-women's crew this morning. Ladies holding down the fort. We have meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli. Now, Rachel, folks will need to grab the umbrella this morning before they head out the door.
Yeah, I think it's not going to rain all day, Symphony, but there will be a period of time where we are dealing with on and off rain showers, and unfortunately, it's just going to be another mostly cloudy day. But we are tracking improvements for the weekend, which I think most folks will enjoy. So that's kind of something that we have to look forward to over the course of the next couple of days. The weekend looks overall pretty pleasant. That being said, in the meantime, we are dealing with a couple of areas of fog out there this morning. So you're looking at reduced visibility. Monroe, Oxford, looking at less than a quarter-mile visibility this morning. So just give yourself some extra time. You can see here through the capital city, you're looking at 3-mile of visibility at the moment. So anything under a mile, kind of a concern as you head out the door on the roads this morning. So that's just, again, something to keep in the back of your mind. Otherwise, our numbers not really different than they were just 24 hours or so ago. We're in the upper 50s and low 60s. Dew points, though, a bit higher than when we were just yesterday. We're looking at dew points that are in the 50s and low 60s today. I think we will be on the humid side. You may notice that from time to time. Winds not bad. Generally at 5 to 10 miles per hour, dealing with mostly cloudy skies out there. Through the day today, we'll see numbers rise into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees, so a bit warmer than we were sitting just yesterday. And we will see some periods of on and off rain showers through the day today and into the evening. So that's just something to keep in the back of your head as well. Of course, we'll keep you posted every step of the way with another update in about 15 minutes. Sydney, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Rachel. And remember, you can stay up to date with the latest on weather and traffic by downloading our free Fox 61 News app. 5 people are dead, including a gunman, following a shooting inside a hospital in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Take a look at this video. You can see officers on the roof of the hospital entering the building. Tulsa police say the shooter killed 4 people before killing themselves inside the St. Francis Natalie Medical Building on Wednesday. Investigators say the shooting had a rifle and a handgun. The shooting reportedly took place on a lower floor. A nurse who works inside the hospital reacting as one of her coworkers who was on a different floor heard the gunshots. Listen to this.
They heard the gunshots. Her supervisor and one other lady, heard the gunshots, and they locked down immediately. It wasn't on their floor, but they did hear them. They said it was, it was loud enough to hear, and it was downstairs from them.
The identities of the victims and the shooter have not been released at this time. Back here at home at the Capitol, several parts of Connecticut's red flag law officially went into effect. The red flag law allows family or household members, as well as certain medical professionals, to petition for a risk protection order. Now, that means police can order the temporary removal of guns from someone who may pose a danger to themselves or others. And the law also ensures individuals whose guns are removed can't buy more guns or ammo. And Governor Lamont signed a series of bills into law prioritizing mental health services for children here in Connecticut. Here's Fox 61's Alicia Machado with more on what changes they will bring and how mental health advocates are responding.
Well, the Connecticut School Counselor Association says the pandemic has worsened the mental health crisis students are facing, increasing the need for mental health supports in schools. They tell me they're pleased the bills were signed into law. Governor Lamont signed 3 children's mental health bills into law, a ceremony held outside the Capitol Wednesday.
Obviously, we thought we had to do more, especially coming after 2.5 years of COVID, and we're going to make a difference in these kids' lives. And if we have to do more, we'll do more.
Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysiewicz says the legislation invests $300 million in expanding treatment, making services more affordable, and helping practitioners take on more clients. The bill also calls for the hiring of more social workers and therapists and improvements to emergency services for mental health and substance use related emergency calls.
To all the children out there, we've heard you. We're fighting for you. Help is on the way.
The Connecticut School Counselor Association has been advocating for the legislation's passage this session and in years past. The association's government relations and advocacy chair, Virginia DeLong, tells me they're happy school counselors were included in the legislation.
We have very high caseloads and we're just not able to meet the needs of students. So this bill in particular provides grant funding so that school districts will be able to hire more school counselors, school social workers, and school psychologists.
DeLong, the director of counseling at Norwich Technical High School, says this is a good start and hopes that more is done in the future to fund and prioritize mental health services.
And the rate of anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation has risen so much in the last couple of years in particular.
Now, we are told the grants should be available soon. We're told that some money should start to pour in within the next month as well as the beginning of next year.
That was Alicia Machado reporting. State Senator Saad Anwar says grants should be available soon, adding that some money will start to pour in as soon as next month, as well as the beginning of next year. Pfizer is now pushing to get COVID vaccines into the arms of children ages 6 months to 5 years old. According to the Wall Street Journal, the pharmaceutical company, along with BioNTech, asked the Food and Drug Administration to authorize their COVID-19 vaccine for children within that age group. Children younger than 5 would take a smaller dose of the Pfizer vaccine compared to the full adult dose. The companies had originally studied how effective 2 shots would be for children in that age group, but then paused their request to look at the efficacy of 3 doses. Now let's take a look at how Connecticut is doing when it comes to the state's vaccination rate. According to the CDC, 95% of the population has received at least 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. That amounts to more than 3.4 million doses. Close to 80% are fully vaccinated at this time, with more than 2.8 million doses administered, and just over 52% have gotten at least 1 booster shot. Now, those who are 50 and older can get a second booster, which is why only around 26% have gotten a second booster shot. And let's take a look at the latest COVID-19 metrics here in Connecticut now. DPH reporting the state's positivity rate has reached a rolling average of more than 10.7% in the last 7 days. There were 47 fewer people hospitalized in that time span, bringing the total number of hospitalizations in our state to 336 patients statewide. 407 now. Outrage in New Haven Wednesday following a ruling by a Superior Court judge that a former Hamden cop will receive 3 years probation instead of the discussed 18 months behind bars. Now, this all after the New Haven State's attorney determined Devin Eaton's 2019 officer-involved shooting was not justified. On April 16th, 2019, Eaton fired 13 times at a car. Now, the driver, Paul Witherspoon, was reported to have been involved in an attempted armed robbery of a Hamden gas station convenience store just before that shooting. Several of Eaton's shots severely injured Stephanie Washington, a passenger in the car. Now, Eaton claimed he thought he saw Witherspoon holding an object as he got out of the car and thought it might be a gun, so he fired. And kept firing when gunfire was returned, but that return fire was coming from a Yale cop on the other side of Witherspoon's car.
My family's just, we can't even believe the outcome of this. Like, even if you're looking at 18 months is not that much time, but it's something. But when you're looking at probation, it's very disrespectful.
There was no justice done. And the reason why there was no justice done is because there was an inconsiderate judge.
Eaton's initial plea agreement would have put him behind bars for 18 months, but that agreement allowed him to argue for a fully suspended sentence if he agreed to never seek employment in law enforcement. Now, he agreed to those actions and the judge decided to sentence him to 3 years probation instead of jail time. The attorneys for Devin Eaton and the shooting victim, Stephanie Washington, did not respond to Fox 61's request for comment. A family and friends of a missing woman whose body was found in the Connecticut River 2 days ago are demanding answers from police. They want to know why Manchester police did not do more to help her. This is 22-year-old Sharian Howe. She's been missing, or she was missing rather, for 6 months before her body was discovered on Monday. Howe's family told us they're not ready to speak on camera, but a family spokesperson, Karen Prescott with Power Up CT, shared their anger and sadness, referencing similar past cases involving Black women.
You want to hopefully prevent a Jessica Edwards. You want to prevent a Zaniyah Wright. You want to prevent Lauren Smith Field.
This death could have been prevented had they actually treated this like their own missing child, their own missing family member.
When we have all the details, we will have to all sit down together and look at what if, how can this have been prevented, what are the different missed opportunities.
Prescott telling Fox 61 Howe was last seen at the IHOP in Bloomfield based on surveillance footage, but Manchester police did not look into it, claiming they needed a search warrant. The investigation also revealed Howe checked into the Days Inn and Windsor Locks the same day she left home in December and ordered a pizza. Manchester police have not commented on this case. The high-profile defamation case between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard coming to a close. The verdict reached and how much each party must pay out. And the Uvalde community reflecting 1 week later after that tragic school shooting, what residents are saying as they mourn the loss of loved ones.